So Brajanath has asked this question: what harm would there have been if the jiva had not been given the desire for independence? Krishna is omniscient, and he gives this independence to the jivas, even though he knew they would suffer on account of it. So isn't he responsible for the jiva's suffering? It's not my fault, it's all Krishna's fault. How many times have you blamed Krishna for your problems? In the 13th chapter, 21st verse, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I provide facility, but you're the cause of your suffering and you're the cause of your enjoyment. Just like if you accidentally fall in a well. My wife's sitting here, she's laughing at me. That's why I'm smiling. We might be laughing the whole time. Or maybe she's going to leave, then I won't laugh. So let's say you accidentally fell in a well. You say, how could I accidentally fall in a well? Of course, many of you probably haven't even seen a well, you city slickers. But there are such things called wells. People actually get water from them. Do you believe that? So it is said sometimes an old well will be covered over with grass. No one's using it, and then nobody sees it. So you're walking, having a nice walk in the countryside, and you take one step over a well that has been covered with grass, and boom! Wells can be fairly deep. How deep? Like 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet? Something like that. At least 25 feet. And then, so you fall in the well, you're in the water, and how do you get out of a well? It's 25 feet. There's no ladder to get out. So, one kind person sees you. He gets a rope. He figures out how to tie the rope to the top of the well somehow or other across. There's a metal bar across the well or something. So he ties the rope. He throws it down. And then you're so hopeless down there, so depressed. You take that rope, you tie it around your neck, and you hang yourself. Good idea? Well, it's an option. The other option is you grab the rope, you put your feet against the side of the well, hope you're wearing rubber shoes, and you pull yourself up with your feet on the side like this. And then with your hand holding on the rope, and you climb up. And you get out of the well. You could do that. Or, if you can't do that, you could ask the person or the people on top, if they're strong, you could say, can you lift me up? Because I don't know how to climb up. So then you'll get a few people, 2, 3 people, and they pull the rope up and you just hold on. So you could figure out how to get out. And if you get out, you are the cause. You're not the cause of the rope. You're not the cause of the well. You're not the cause of the people helping you. You're not the cause of the air you breathe. But if you get out, you're the cause of your getting out. They helped you. So Krishna provides the field. It's just like you go into a kitchen to cook. And then, do you know that if you give 2 people the same recipe and they cook, it's not going to taste the same? Did you know that? Wow, it's true. Did you know that? So many temple presidents or devotees in charge of kitchens have told me, you give the same recipe to different cooks and it comes out different. So we all have the same field. We have a body, and then there's the material world. That's the field. And then from that, what do? Krishna says, 13:21, we are the cause of our suffering and enjoyment. And there's another verse in the Gita, and Krishna says, I'm not responsible. See, we don't want to blame God, and Krishna uses that word right in the Gita. I'm not responsible for your suffering. Wow. But then the question's asked, but you knew I would suffer, and you created this world, and in this world there's suffering. And Krishna's saying, but I'm not responsible. And you're saying, now who am I going to blame? Who am I going to blame now? If Krishna's not responding, I've got to blame somebody. I'll blame my mother. It's her fault. She shouldn't have brought me into the world. Yeah. You can't blame anyone but yourself. So, this question always comes up. If Krishna knew we would suffer, why did he give us independence? And the answer, one of the answers that we read yesterday, Saturday or last week, was that that same independence is what gets us out. So now, don't argue about your independence. Don't say, oh, Krishna, would you like Krishna to take away your independence right now? And then you have no choice to get out of this world? I don't think so. You see? So the argument it's kind of one-sided, you know. Now, the fact is he gave us the independence, and the fact is we misused it, but we still have the independence to use it properly. So we always can use it properly. There's always, never does he take away our free will. And then you might say, but what about people who are so conditioned by material nature? It doesn't seem like they have any free will. So it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem like they have free choice. But it's not true. We always have free choice. Actually, at every moment we have free choice. Isn't it? Think about it. I mean, Prabhupada has explained this, and I was explaining it last time. He's explained it over and over again, that living entity means free will. So the fact that we're alive means we have free will, and the fact that we're alive means we have free choice at every moment. Right? Every moment is a choice. So you say, well, what if I'm in the mode of ignorance? The mode of ignorance and I'm overcome. Isn't it, some devotees say, but Prabhu, I'm not the doer. It's not me, it's just the modes. But if you say that, then what's the difference between you and a Christian who says, I didn't do it, the devil made me do it? Try that in court when you shoot somebody. Or you steal something. Not that you should steal, or not that you would, but as an example. You're on trial for murder. I plead innocent, the devil made me do it. Or if you're a Hindu, say, it was the mode of passion. I was out of control. It wasn't me. It was just the mode of passion made me do it. I didn't do it. So what will the judge say? Say, no, you're responsible for your choices. Okay. Temporary insanity. Prabhupada says they brought one psychologist into a courtroom, said, is the defendant crazy? And he said, as far as I'm concerned, everybody's crazy. So you can't use temporary insanity. I mean, they use it, but we're all crazy, so it's just the way it is. We're all crazy because we're acting under the modes of nature. But, and here's the key, this but is very positive. But, no matter what mode we're in, we always have the choice. And sometimes Prabhupada would say, actually, the real choice is serve Krishna or serve Maya. Of course, within Maya, we're conditioned. So our choices are conditioned by the modes of nature. But his point is, no matter what mode you're in, you always have that choice. And don't ever think you don't have the choice. Because that will, if you think you don't have the choice, then you won't try to make it. And then you'll be frozen. And you can't move. So Krishna, in other words, it's like saying, if you don't have a choice and you're entirely conditioned by the modes of nature and you can't do anything, it's like saying you're going to hell forever. Krishna put you in the material world. You've been covered by the modes of nature. You can't get out. The modes are too strong. I can't do anything about it. It's not true. That would be basically synonymous with hell. Right? Wouldn't it? Because in hell, it's like you're in there and that's it. You can't plea. There's no way to get out. I mean, according to Christian conception. You're in hell and you're there for good and you just suffer forever and there's nothing you can do. There's no way to get out. So sometimes we think, I'm in the material world, there's no way to get out, I'm so entangled by the modes of nature. No, it's not true. Now, it may seem like that. Oh, my desires are so strong, or I'm so bound by material nature. It may seem that way, but it's not true. You can always get out. Now, you may not be able to get out in 5 seconds. Like sometimes devotees say, to ask a question in class, Prabhu, I have a question. And this question was asked last Sunday in Mayapur. Sometimes I think really obnoxious, horrible thoughts. Any of you ever think like that? Some obnoxious, horrible thought? Probably you don't, but perhaps there's a chance you may have sometimes. So she's asking this question. And if I were answering the question, first thing I would have said was, stuck again. Hold on. Hold on, stuck again. Okay,